Hello and welcome to Benchmark Boutique. I'm Cassandra and I'm happy to be crafting with you today. Today we are going to be making these miniature crafting dustpans, which are wonderful tools for working with small components such as glitter, paper scraps left over from electronic cutting machines. They're wonderful. I like to use them with small brushes like paint brushes, brushes that come with keyboards, or maybe a brush that comes with an electronic cleaning kit. These are just a great way to stay organized. I also use these to round up the very small parts when I'm working on a cardstock project, put all those really tiny pieces in one of these so they don't go wandering off. Have you ever had that happen with a craft project? I know I have many times. So I recommend using a cardstock because it's a little bit sturdier, but not to worry. If your dustpan wears out, you can always make a new one. If you are going to be using a paper, this one is made out of paper. And my paper is a different color on the back. You can kind of see on the handle how it's white on the back. I recommend if you have that issue with your paper and you want everything to match along the sides, that you cut out two components on the left side of the dustpan and two of the components for the right side of the dustpan so that you can double it up and make sure that you have that seamless look. Without further ado, let's pause our video, make sure we have our components cut out, and then we'll meet back here and go over the assembly. All right, let's go ahead and get started. Right now we're going to be doing this at real-time speed, but after we go through the first bit, then we're going to use some movie magic and fast forward a little bit. So you're going to have all your pieces cut out. This cut file that I'm doing right now is a cardstock file. We'll also be doing a green one where it's going to be the paper file. Very similar, they go together the same way. There's just a couple slight differences with the two different materials. So we're going to start by folding up the handle. You can see that there's going to be some perforations where you fold these flaps over. And what we're going to do is we're going to build two triangles and put a line of glue on the flaps and have them meet in the center like this. Okay. And on this one, I'm not folding the tabs in until later. And when I assemble the paper one, I'm going to start by folding those little tabs at the bottom in at the beginning. So you're going to go ahead, put your glue on the flaps, and then you're going to make sure that the glue gets spread around, and you're going to give it a little squeeze till everything sticks. Depending on what type of adhesive, you may have to hold for a little while, or it may adhere right away. And now I have those two little tabs, and I'm going to tuck them in. I played with the tab design on this for a while, and these are a little bit too long, and the reason that they are left that way is I just found when they create a little pressure inside that little triangle tube area, it just made for a little bit more of a stable design. So I'm going to take my tweezers, roll it inside the tube, and then I'm going to add a little bit of glue to keep it inside there where I want it to go. The reason these tabs are there is because when you glue it to the dustpan portion, it just needs a little something to grip onto to keep it more stable. In the paper version of the same file that we're going to go over here in just a second, you can see I start by folding those two tiny tabs first. There's not a right or wrong. It's whatever works for you. I'm just showing you a couple different ways to do it. And you do want it to kind of push against the inside there, so that it is adding to the support, and those flaps are nice and sturdy for when you do add this to the dustpan, so you have a surface to glue against. And now I'm just going to add some glue in there so it sticks on the inside. And here we're doing the same thing with the paper. So I'm folding those tiny tabs first, folding over the flaps, and making that tube out of the triangles and letting those two flaps meet, adding the glue. And the paper's a little bit flimsier, and I was afraid I was going to squish it. So what I did is I used my tweezers to hold it together. And here we are. Now we're back to the original file, and we're going to assemble. So there is a slot here in this section right here, and you're going to fold those two tabs over and slide it into the slot. You can rewatch this as many times as you need to. If you're like, wait a minute, what just happened? You can jump back in the video at any point. Then once it's inside that slot, you unfold it, and that creates a little bumper so it doesn't come sliding back out. And here we are getting ready to do the next step. If you are doing the paper craft, you're going to glue these two pieces together so that each side has that lovely color that you chose in your paper. If you're doing the regular cardstock portion, you do not need to do this step because they'll probably be the same side on each side of the cardstock. And here we go. Folding the flaps down. And now you fold the little flaps on the side pieces. And you're just gonna make sure that they line up. Yes, they do. All right, so now you wanna prep the interior with some glue. Get your handle in here. You saw me do that earlier with the pink one. And get those tabs unfolded. Nice. Put some glue underneath it so it can start, everything start getting firmed up. Make sure that all lines up. Add the next piece, fold those tabs. Get your line of glue down. You're almost there. This is honestly the trickiest part, is getting the side pieces lined up. And make sure they stay in. Give everything a firm squeeze. Really go over it. Make sure there's no little bubbles. Bubbles can happen, so you want to make sure, add some glue. Be very generous in the handle. Give everything a good squeeze. Make sure all the surfaces are touching so that the glue isn't holding a hollow spot, it's holding paper to paper. Same thing here with the cardstock, making sure that the glue's in the handle, making sure everything lines up. If anything slips out, get it back in there. You might need to add a little extra glue in here and there. And then what I recommend doing is, once everything is lined up and you're satisfied, flip it over and just let it sit like that so that handle can dry. I had a wonderful time crafting with you today. I hope you did as well. I love my little dust pans. I use them so much in my crafting projects, and I hope you get as much use and joy out of them as I do. Until next time, when we craft again, I'm Cassandra with Benchmark Boutique.